Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, Toastmasters, and guests. Quiet, curious, passionate. 3 adjectives that accurately describe the younger version of myself. Growing up in the small town of Blackstone, only 20 minutes from here, there was never really much going on. For the first 6.5 years of my life, I was an only child, until my younger brother Jonathan was born. Getting a little brother is still one of the best gifts that I've ever received. Sports were a big part of my childhood. As most kids do, I started off by playing soccer. So cliche, right? But I was great at soccer, but my true love was when I found football at age 10. Between Pop Warner and high school, football provided me not only some very great memories, but also some great life lessons. Fast forward to high school, my senior year, when I played, our football team won the state championship and our track team won the league championship. And I also graduated with 2 school sprinting records, the 4x100 relay and the 100-meter dash. Although those accolades sound pretty sweet, I think the real lessons were, the real value was in the life lessons that I learned. Football taught me the importance of persistence, hard work, and it really allowed me to uncover the inner competitor in myself. Towards the end of my high school career, it was a stressful situation as my parents were going through divorce. So going off to college seemed like a great idea. Later that summer, and it actually made it an easier decision. But later that summer, I would move on to Westfield State University. Some of you who have been there, it's a small, quiet town, kind of in the boondocks of western Massachusetts. Very similar to Blackstone, blue-collar, quiet, small town. But it was actually really great because it was quiet and it was very similar to Blackstone, but it was also far enough where I could get away from everyone and yet still close enough where I could come back when I wanted to. In college, I worked full-time all 4 years and part-time and graduated with a computer science degree as well as part of the honors program. But what I learned in college was I applied all of those same lessons that sports taught me about hard work and persistence, and that's what helped me get through all 4 years of school. Transitioning from college to the corporate world, going to the corporate world was different for me. Coming up from a blue-collar family, moving into the corporate world was difficult for me. But what I did is I did what I learned best. I decided to work as hard as I could to move up the corporate ladder quickly, which today I've moved up much faster than most of my coworkers, and all of the success that I found whether through sports, work, or college, with every success story there's adversity. So when I was 24 years old, my life changed. When most kids are, I experienced medical trauma, nerve damage, long story short, nerve damage and GI tract issues that left me bedridden while most kids and my friends included were out partying at bars. These health issues went on for an entire year, and I found myself really depressed and needing to find answers. Going through a whole year of not finding any answers with doctors, I decided to take a holistic approach. I started doing things such as yoga, acupuncture, massages, dry needling, and really focusing on self-development. So I decided to take a deep dive into self-development books and really focus on my mind. Because what Eastern medicine and the holistic approach really taught me was the power of my mind. And when I started shifting my mind and realizing that instead of seeing my situation as an obstacle and becoming bitter for that, decided to look at it as an opportunity. And when I decided to look at it as an opportunity, I realized that I could become better. As I progressed, and 4 years later, I can now stand here and I'm nearly 100% better. But what I've decided to do is take everything that I've learned, all of these lessons, and then I wanted to help other people with it. So I decided to create the Laugh at Adversity podcast, which is designed for me to interview other people who have experienced other traumas. So whether you are facing a medical trauma like me, dealing with a relationship issue, coping with a loss, a financial struggle, or just having a bad week at work, the podcast is designed to bring inspirational stories, messages, and wisdom to all of its listeners and to help them. So everything has been, as much as this is an opportunity for me to help others, it's also a big opportunity for me. I've now found myself over the past year reaching out more and going outside of my comfort zone, which is why I joined Toastmasters. And here I am standing in front of you with yet another obstacle, to overcome shyness. So what I ask for you is to help me become a better speaker so I can deliver a better and more powerful message. That is why I joined Toastmasters. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.